This is Grant Adam reporting live from Business Sense Studio down in Durban. Today we're sitting with Johan from LabourNet. Haven't spoken to Johan for about a year, almost, Johan. Had a look at your company profile, Johan, and it seems like a bit has changed since last year. Fill me in a little bit.
Yeah, good morning, Grant. It's been a while, but it's good to be here. Yeah, new year, new things, as they say. Grant, the company profile that you're referring to, it's a new refreshed company profile that covers all our solutions and gives a little bit more detail, but it's in a neater and more concise format so that it is easier for business owners out there to understand, to see exactly what we offer in our different solutions. So we took out all the jargon and neatened it up so that it's easy, understandable, get to the point, so to speak.
Okay, so you mentioned solutions. What are those solutions again, Johan?
Grant, so just like the company profile that we have revamped, we also had a look at all our products, and we also revamped those to keep up with the times and to make it more and easier understandable for business owners out there, and so that they know exactly what needs to be implemented to be compliant. So the solutions are still pretty much the same. We have industrial relations, we have occupational health and safety, the payroll solution that we offer, either the supported version or the outsourced version. We also have skills development, we have the employment equity, then BEE consulting, and then also the information compliance, which covers the POPI Act, PAYE, as well as the CPA or Consumer Protection Act. We've added some training products and solutions and programs that is really well accepted by the market. And I'm glad to see that, because for the last 2 years, especially in KZN, a little bit with the looting that we had and the floods thereafter, skills development took a little bit of a backseat, but now this year I'm excited to see that companies out there are embarking upon the skills programs again.
Okay, this is an interesting question here. It says, what is the stuff that employees should know?
Yeah, so stuff employers should know is actually a title that LabourNet came up with, and we thought we need to, it must have an impact and not give it a fancy name and then business owners out there think, oh, it's not for me. So stuff employers should know is a podcast, the LabourNet podcast. We have regular podcasts on all our products and solutions, and it is on the topic, the current topic that is relevant for employers. And it's also interesting. I listen to them whenever I can, whenever they are live. But the nice thing about podcasts these days, we don't have time always to read a book or to actually read an email. But if you sit in traffic on your way to your business or on your way home, or if load shedding is just affecting the traffic lights and you unfortunately have nowhere to go, you can always go back to the previous podcasts and listen to them. And I must say, I invite everybody to go and have a look at the podcast, Stuff Employers Should Know. It is really interesting. I enjoy it, and I'm even in the field. But yeah, so at least give it a go once.
Okay, Johan, what is LabourNet Live? What is that?
Grant, LabourNet Live is part of the additional training solutions and programs that we offer. So we have realized since COVID, people actually do not want to go to seminars anymore because you are stuck in traffic and you need to go sit in a venue, and then you need to go back to the office and you're stuck in traffic again. So we implemented LabourNet Live. So it is webinars, and we have the whole program for the year is rolled out in the beginning. One just merely register for the webinar or LabourNet Live session, And what is nice about the system, if you have registered and you can for some reason not attend on the day, then you can always watch it later. You have 180 days to after the date to still go and watch the recording.
Stuff employers should know and LabourNet Live. Is that for clients? Is it for the public? What is the process? How do we get access to this?
Grant, yeah, staff employers should know, and the LabourNet Live sessions, it's not only just for our clients. Non-clients can also join those webinar sessions. It's completely free. They can also register and sign up for the podcast sessions, also completely free. The easiest way would be to go to our website, www.labournet.com, or our Facebook page or our LinkedIn profile. And there will be the links to register for the staff employers should know, as well as the LabourNet Live schedule for the year will be posted on our website.
Johan, business-wise, now compared to the last 2 years?
Grant, I am really excited, like I said, and optimistic. When we spoke off camera, I said to you, there's a new energy, especially in KZN, where we operate, compared to the previous 2 years. That gives me energy. Employers are looking to expand their business. Employers are also looking at ways and means how they can actually save money and grow their businesses again. So I'm excited. And we have businesses out there that has gone back onto the skills programs, and they are registering their employees again for skills programs and for training programs, which is always a good sign. And then also a lot of business that ask about ETI, or the employee tax incentive, and how they can benefit from it. And Grant, as you might know or not know, the employee tax incentive, or the ETI program as it is more commonly called, it is aimed at promoting employment and retaining of young employees. And it's a government program, and the program intends to reduce the cost associated for hiring and retaining young employees to businesses, as there's a certain discount that you get or saving that you get on the PayAs-You-Earn portion associated for employers for hiring and for retaining the young employees. Who can qualify for ETI? It's any business out there actually qualifies for ETI. Obviously, it is subject to the business being in good standing with SARS. Coming to mind is that VAT is up to date, UIF, skills development levies, PayAs-You-Earn, all of that should be up to date with SARS. And then there's certain criteria that needs to be applied when considering claiming for ETI. For example, it is somebody must be between 18 and 29 years of age. The employee should be appointed after October 2013. The gross income of that employee should be 6,500 rand or less per month. And you can claim it for 24 months on this employee. There are certain scales for depending on the salary of the employee that you can get, but coming to mind, for example, it could be up to 75% for the first 12 months, and then 37.5% for the next 12 months. So it's a great saving for employers, and we promote it not only because it saves our clients some money, but also it promotes the employment of the youth, which covers and addresses the unemployment. As we all know, unemployment at this stage is quite bad. So any initiative that actually counters unemployment, we always support, and our clients support that as well. And then there's a cost benefit and a cost saving and benefit to them as well.
Interesting one that we've got to look at now is the PAYE Act. You know, it started with a bang, and it seems to have faded out a little bit now. So, Johan, where's PAYE going?
PAYE Act. You said PAYE started with a bang, and everybody was in a flat spin, and implemented left, right, and center. PAYE this, PAYE that, and we actually had a joke about it last time. And you mentioned now that it has gone quiet, but Grant, that is actually to the contrary. So the information regulator embarked upon a target-based inspection. So what that means is they are randomly selecting organizations in the country to be inspected. And what is interesting, LabourNet was selected. And yeah, so we provided the information as requested by the information regulator to them within the prescribed 5 days. We believe our house is in order, and we are just waiting for feedback from the information regulator. We also have a number of clients that was also selected by the information regulator for inspection, and luckily they could produce the necessary information as requested by the information regulator. So this all started a month ago, and funny enough, it's almost 2 years after the PAYE Act came into effect. The first round of inspections only started happening. So a word of caution, although it's not on the headlines anymore, so to speak, the worst thing that you can do right now is to think that PAYE is not going to be enforced, that it will not be inspected. So the information regulator only had to get their house in order and train the inspectors. And I think, well, I know for a fact we are actually now at that stage where they are, where they have started with their inspections.
Okay, so I suppose it's good and bad news.
Yes. No, it's good and bad news. If you think about it, if anybody has access to your information or is in possession of your information, you would like to know that it actually that company adheres to the regulations of the PAYE Act. So in that sense, it is good. Obviously, if you are a business and you have done nothing about PAYE, or you have not implemented the policies, the staff training, you have not registered a deputy information officer, for example, well, yes, then it's bad news, because then obviously you could be liable for a fine and for huge damages claims against you. So it depends how you look at it, Grant.
Yeah. Jan, we did a PAYE Act masterclass last year. So if you wanted an in-depth view into the PAYE Act, just go back on the YouTube, KZN Top Business YouTube channel, and look up that and get hold of Johan's consultants, and because it's something you do need to take seriously.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. And the masterclass that you are referring to, it was really well attended. The masterclass webinar was hosted by the Information Compliance Department manager, Samantha Walker, and a team. And the views that we had and the comments that we had on that masterclass was awesome. So the first one was very technical and it had to be done. And then there was a follow-up, and the comments and the feedback on the second one was that businesses and employers out there actually understand and have a better understanding of PAYE now, which is what is needed. Because obviously sometimes when we don't understand something, we do not implement, and we don't want to be compliant in that regard, but unfortunately that is not what we can do. So yes, we assist employers in that regard.
Yeah, and thanks very much for joining me on Business Sense, KZN Business Sense. And once again, pearls of wisdom have been dealt out. So looking forward to the next session and a great year. Johan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Grant. It was great seeing you again and to be here in the KZN Business Sense studio. So yeah, looking forward to this year. And once again, any business out there that wants to know more about any of our solutions can make contact. And also we offer free compliance risk assessments to any business out there, and then we can highlight areas of non-compliance for businesses. And that's completely free of charge, and that is how we contribute back to the community and the business community especially. Thank you, Grant.